Hey guys, I've been sitting here messing around with this MS400 cylinder, right? I've been marking the transfers out and having a little bit of issue with it. And I wanted to show you guys what's going on. And I've pretty much just recently figured this out myself. I've experienced this in the past with other saws and not really understood exactly what was going on, but I think I've got it figured out now. Okay, so let's get a tight zoom. See where I've got my lines laid out? Right. So the really solid blue lines, that's where I marked with the marker. And then on the other side of that, you got some not so solid lines going on. Well, that's because the ring is not seated properly. At least I think that's what's going on. The ring is not seated properly, and it's allowing ink to flow through. Let's see if we can see anything on the ring itself. All right. It's a really nice tight shot. It looks flat. Let me clean that up a little bit. There we go. Look at those grubby fingers. It looks flat, but oh, look at that. It's all blue because I've been messing with it. There we go. That's what I need to do. I need to get that blue off of there so that you can really see. You can see now. This is most definitely not broken in. That's my theory. What are your guys' theories about it? So whenever I was marking out the transfers, this was a real pain in my ass. And I believe it was like this on Jake's 261 that I just ported for him as well. And I just couldn't really even understand it on that one because I know that thing has had about 12 tanks of fuel ran through it. And I would think that it had already nicely broken in at that point. But anyways, yeah, it was doing the same thing. The ink is flowing underneath the ring, and there's no pressure on that ring. I take that ring and I slide it right down into the cylinders, and it's like this, but it should be sealing up tighter than that. And I think with Jake's, I was just like scratching my head with it and going, geez, why? And then whenever this one did it, I was like, it's just not broken in. So I sent a message to Andy. I was like, how many tanks has been through that fuel? And he said less than 12 tanks. And I was like, man, it looks like it's less than 4. So so the good news here, I guess, is maybe modern rings just maybe they just last a long time. I suppose maybe, but or maybe the oil. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the oil that we've got nowadays. We know it's way better, but the amount of time it's taken for these saws to break in that's a lot. Now I know about it with the Echoes. I mean, I know but they're rounded, and so that makes sense. It's like, okay, yeah, they're kind of barrel shaped on the outside when those are brand new, and maybe these are as well. Actually, as a matter of fact, I have a brand new. Look at this. Where's it at? I do have a brand new Stihl piston and rings. So let's see. This is for a 261. Let's see what these rings look like. I need some glasses here. Yeah, that's completely flat. That is completely flat. Come on, zoom. Zoom, little guy. Yeah, see, that's totally flat. But it's black. And what I want you to notice on this ring, we haven't gotten through that blackness yet. We have not gotten through that. Let me see if I can rub that off real quick. Yep. It's rubbing off, no issue. Yeah. That right there is a good representation as it was. There's no blue ink on that whatsoever. So you got a little bit of the shiny shining through, but there's still a lot of like the black coating that these rings have. There's a lot of that still present. And here is where I rubbed that off. So, I mean, this is just a little video of wondering about and all this stuff and going, hey, what in the world, after, 10 tanks, you've still got that black coating on these pistons, and it's causing an issue whenever I'm marking out the cylinder because the seal is so poor that the ink is bleeding through on the other side. And I started out with this stuff, and this stuff was really pouring through. This is the Dichem. This stuff was just oozing through. And I was like, well, we can't use that. And so I just switched it out to a regular marker. These normally don't pour through on the other side. And all I'm saying is that that's how poor the seal is on this MS400. And the good thing is what I told Andy, right? Is however good it runs whenever I'm done porting it, after about 10 more tanks of fuel, it's probably going to run a lot better because it's taking a long time for those rings to seat. So yeah. Whenever you're messing around and you're porting a cylinder and you're trying to get that, you're trying to mark out the cylinder with some sort of ink and it keeps running past the rings, I do believe that means that your rings are not properly seated yet. So the saw is not even broken in yet. And what I'm seeing with these Stihls is, hell, that might take 20 tanks.